Have you ever noticed that the freer you are, the more magnetic you become? This is no coincidence. It is one of the unspoken laws of human relations, and Stoicism explains this clearly. The man who does not depend on anyone to feel fulfilled transmits power, and this power is naturally attractive. The Stoic understands that his emotions are his responsibility, not other people's. While many are always chasing external approval, the Stoic man cultivates his own inner garden. He is not thirsty for attention, praise, or affection. It is complete, and this causes a paradoxical effect. The less it seeks, the more it is sought, because people feel this emotional independence as a rare kind of strength. Emotional freedom does not mean coldness, but clarity. The Stoic feels, but is not swept away by feelings. He allows himself to allows himself to connect, but never at the cost of losing himself. This emotional stability is rare, and precisely for this reason so desired. Most people don't want someone who completes them. They want someone in one piece, someone they can grow with, not someone who begs for validation. The free man, who lives in line with his principles and not with the expectations of others, transmits security and stability. He doesn't run after him, he walks steadfast. Basically, what attracts is not beauty, money, or status. It is the tranquility of being with someone that is enough, someone who is not there out of desperation, but by choice. The Stoic chooses to love without losing himself, and that changes everything. Emotional freedom is the fertile soil for real relationships. Where there is no dependence, there is respect. Where there is respect, desire grows, lack repels, autonomy brings you closer. The Stoic understood this, and that's why he's the kind of man that everyone notices, but few can reach. The moment you desperately need something, you lose power over it. This is one of the first lessons of Stoicism. What you don't control shouldn't control you. Unbridled desire is the first step towards the loss of clarity. And in the field of relationships, this blindness is fatal. When a man enters into a relationship with a thirst for validation, he surrenders his inner peace. He starts to depend on the other person's emotional response to feel good. This puts him in a vulnerable position where he no longer lives, he reacts. And those who live only in reaction never drive. The Stoic does not renounce love. He renounces attachment. He loves with freedom, with lightness, without the eagerness to possess. And it is precisely this absence of necessity that makes it desirable, because true desire is born when there is room for it to flourish. When someone is overly present, they suffocate. When it is rare and real, it intrigues. Contrary to what many think, detachment is not coldness. It's emotional maturity. It is knowing that the other is not responsible for your completeness. When man needs less, he is more whole. And when he is more whole, he lives with more presence, more truth. Emotional deprivation denounces scarcity, scarcity of identity, of purpose, of focus. And the Stoic builds his value from within, not from external acceptance. He understands that losing control over himself to please someone else is the greatest failure. Therefore, the less you need, the more you command your life. The freedom to be emotionally dependent on no one is what gives the Stoic man his true power. And that power, silent, internal, solid, is irresistible. The man who governs himself stands out effortlessly. He can enter any environment, and even in silence, he will be noticed. This is not due to a type of magic, but to the mastery of having control over one's emotions. The Stoic does not react. He chooses how to act. Women feel this firm presence. They perceive when they are in front of a man who does not bow to impulses, who does not fall apart for a look or a beautiful body. This type of posture is not common, because most men are still stuck with the need to impress. The Stoic, on the other hand, lives to be true to himself. Self-governance is a silent language. It communicates security, maturity, and strength, A woman may not know how to explain it, but she will feel it when she is in front of a man who does not need her, but who, even so, chooses her. This changes the game. The man who governs himself sets limits naturally. He's not cruel, but of course, he does not play emotional games, nor does he give in to drama. This does not mean insensitivity, but emotional integrity. He respects his own values, and for that, he is respected. This inner strength is built in silence, day after day, with small decisions, not to respond impulsively, to remain calm in the face of chaos, to say no when necessary. These small, accumulated acts form the basis of the man that no one commands, because he already commands himself. To be a man who governs himself is to be a safe haven in a sea of uncertainty. And in this chaotic world, the woman who seeks something true will always be attracted to this rare type of presence. The Stoic does not compete, he is. Desire by itself is not the problem. The problem is the way you deal with it. The Stoic understands that desire is like fire, useful when controlled, destructive when ungoverned. And in the world of relationships, this metaphor is literal. The man who runs to satisfy desire immediately loses respect and mystery. Mastering one's desire is not repressing oneself. It is knowing how to wait. It is acting at the right time. The Stoic does not let himself be carried away by the impulse of the now. He sees the value of building something that grows over time, because he knows that what is too fast also disappears too quickly. When dealing with a woman, the Stoic moves like someone lighting a fireplace. He starts with sparks, feeds with patience, keeps the heat constant. He doesn't throw gasoline and hopes it lasts. This is true for both physical desire and emotional connection. Both things need time and direction. This type of control arouses respect. A woman feels like she's with someone who knows what she wants and knows how to wait. Someone who doesn't give in to everything, who doesn't bow down to beauty, who doesn't beg for attention. This is rare, and everything that is rare attracts. Intentional slowness is a powerful weapon. It increases tension, creates anticipation, and strengthens connection. The Stoic man is not in a hurry because he knows that what is valuable takes time. He doesn't run because he's not in shortage. In the end, the controlled desire is more powerful than the surrendered desire. And the man who knows how to handle this fire ignites much more than passion. He arouses fascination. The true man is not the one who acts on impulse, but the one who is able to restrain himself. In a world that exalts reactions, the Stoic sees value in emotional discipline. And this is the basis of authentic virility, the one that does not need to prove itself. It just imposes itself naturally. Self-control is not weakness. It is strength in its most refined form. The Stoic man knows that the more control he has over himself, the less control others have over him. He is not a slave to praise, nor a hostage to rejection. He acts out of principle, not pressure. While many confuse masculinity with aggressiveness, the Stoic understands that true strength lies in balance. He can be firm without being brute. He can be gentle without being weak. This subtlety is what makes him respected and admired. Women perceive this type of man. They test, observe, and when they find no explosive reactions but conscious responses, they feel safe. And where there is emotional security, respect and desire grow. To be a man in the light of Stoicism is to be unshakable in the face of chaos. It is to maintain posture when everything around is destabilized. It is to have emotions, but not to be dominated by them. This type of presence is magnetic because it conveys stability, something increasingly rare. Stoic virility does not need to raise its voice to be heard. It is perceived in gestures, choices, silences. The man who dominates it dominates himself, and that in itself already puts him above average. Haste is the enemy of wisdom, and in Stoicism, it is also the enemy of masculinity. The impatient man shows that he is still at the mercy of his impulses, and this, in the eyes of any woman, is a sign of emotional immaturity. Those who do not know how to wait do not know how to build either, and everything that is built in haste collapses easily. Impatience screams anxiety. It conveys the message that you're afraid of missing something, that you need quick results to feel validated. This behavior betrays a silent insecurity, and women feel it. Even if they don't say it in words, the non-verbal language of the impatient is revealing. The Stoic, on the contrary, operates at a different pace. He knows that everything worthwhile takes time. He is not in a hurry because he understands that what is solid needs to be cultivated, not forced. And that's why he doesn't run over, he doesn't get lost, he doesn't despair. Patience is his armor. When a man tries to rush a relationship, he is actually trying to control the outcome. And this shows that he does not trust himself. The Stoic does not try to control the outcome. He controls his actions and his posture. He acts firmly, but without obsession. The curious thing is that the more you try to speed up a connection, the further it gets away. Because the excess of haste takes the space away from the natural. The best relationships are not pushed. They develop over time, in the flow. And the Stoic man dominates this flow because he is guided by reason, not by anxiety. Patience, after all, is a sign of self-confidence. It is to say to the world, I am enough, and time is on my side. This is the kind of energy that naturally attracts, without having to chase it, without having to prove anything. There is a silent presence in the disciplined man. He doesn't need to say much to get noticed. His constancy, his calmness, and his firmness communicate more than any catchphrase. And in the eyes of a woman, this is extremely attractive. The disciplined mind is, in the eyes of women, a safe haven. The Stoic cultivates discipline as a core value. For him, routine is more important than motivation. He doesn't depend on the weather to act. He does what has to be done because he understands that character is built on repetition. And this firmness of mind makes him magnetic. Unlike the man who lives oscillating between emotional extremes, the Stoic offers stability. He is not cold, but he does not drown in momentary feelings either. He knows what he feels, but he does not allow himself to be governed by it. And this emotional clarity makes him someone rare, and rare always draws attention. The woman who meets a disciplined man knows that he is not seeking approval. He doesn't train to impress. He doesn't work to show off. He does it because he is part of who he is. This kind of integrity attracts in a natural way, without effort, because there is no lack in between. The disciplined mind is like a compass. It always points to what is essential. While others get lost in emotional games, the Stoic man keeps the focus on what depends on him. He is not distracted by empty promises, nor does he waste energy trying to be what he is not. And in the end, that's what attracts. A man who knows where he's going, who is clear about who he is, and who walks steadily without needing anyone's permission to be complete. Discipline becomes, in this case, the basis of the most powerful seduction that exists, that of truth. One of the biggest mistakes men make is to confuse love with attachment. They believe that loving someone means grabbing, controlling, holding tightly. But for the Stoic, true love is freedom. It's looking at the other and saying, I choose you today, not because I need to, but because I want to. Freedom is a sacred principle within Stoicism. Love, when it is real, does not suffocate, does not demand, does not impose. It flows naturally, as something that grows between two entire individuals, and not as a desperate attempt to fill emotional voids. The Stoic man loves with presence, but without possession. He understands that no one belongs to anyone. Each one is free to stay. And it is precisely this freedom that makes the bond stronger. The lighter the relationship, the more it is sustained over time. Emotional prison arises when fear enters the picture. Fear of losing, fear of being exchanged, fear of not being enough. The Stoic eliminates this fear because he trusts himself. He knows that if something has to end, he'll be fine. It will remain in one piece. And this takes the weight off the relationship, turning it into a choice, not an obligation. This lightness attracts, because the woman feels that she is with someone who is not trying to arrest her, but inviting her to stay. She feels that she can be who she is, without judgment, without demands. And it is in this freedom that love flourishes in an authentic way. Stoic love does not scream, he does not demand it. He simply is, firm, calm, sure of himself. And when a man loves in this way, he doesn't just attract, he transforms. There's a subtle but crucial difference between being present and being available all the time. The Stoic man understands this clearly. He is present in your interactions, in conversations, in important moments, but he is not always there, available, because he has a life with purpose, with direction. Being present means being attentive, listening with interest, acting with intention. It is a rare quality because it requires focus. The Stoic man, when he is with a woman, is real. No cell phone, no distractions, no rush to leave. He cherishes that moment, but he does not surrender his emotional agenda to the other. Being always available conveys a different message. It gives the idea that you have no priorities, that your life revolves around that person, and this, little by little, decreases its value. The man who never says no, who always says it can be, who always adapts, ends up being perceived as someone without direction. The Stoic imposes healthy limits. He may love deeply, but he does not give up his routine, his principles, his commitments to himself. This does not drive him away. On the contrary, it makes him more respectable, because the woman feels that she is with someone who knows how to position herself. Presence is intensity at the right time. Excessive availability is wear and tear. The man who understands this difference preserves his energy and maintains the mystery. And mystery, in the field of attraction, is a powerful ingredient. To be present is to be whole. It is to make each encounter have value. Being too available is diluting yourself. The Stoic knows this, and because of this, he doesn't just conquer, he remains. There is a profound truth in human dynamics. That which is too predictable ceases to arouse interest. And the Stoic knows it. He doesn't act to create mystery. He simply lives his life with such intensity and purpose that it becomes unpredictable by nature. And this messes with the female instinct. The woman does not want what she already has in the palm of her hand. She desires what is there, but not fully available. The Stoic man offers presence, but not submission. He shows interest, but does not give up. And this posture activates the female desire to conquer, to deserve. This is not a tactic. It is the consequence of a centered mentality. The Stoic does not live trying to please, he lives to develop. He knows that his value does not depend on the attention he receives, but on the intention he delivers. And that's why he doesn't let himself be controlled. By positioning yourself in this way, it becomes a natural challenge. A challenge not because he plays games, but because he has a life too rich to be interrupted by anything. He is selective with his time, with his energy, with his relationships, and the woman feels that in order to stay, she needs to be up to it. The man who lets himself be controlled, who does everything to please, who gives in to every whim, loses respect. The man who stands firm, who sets limits and shows that he is there by choice, he wins admiration. And where there is admiration, desire is born. In the end, the Stoic is like a mountain. You can climb, explore, admire. but never move. And this unwavering steadfastness, this essence that does not bend, is exactly what activates the deepest desire. In Stoicism, a man's value is not in what he flaunts, but in what he sustains. Being of high value isn't something you talk about. It's something you demonstrate in your day-to-day choices, how you react, what you tolerate, and what you cultivate. The Stoic man lives his principles, and this is more powerful than any appearance. Many try to impress from the outside, clothes, cars, achievements, but the woman realizes over time who really carries internal structure. The man of high value is firm without being arrogant, calm without being passive, present without being dependent. This combination is rare and therefore attractive. Being of high value does not mean being perfect. It means being consistent, have a clear direction, to be someone who keeps his word, who honors his limits, who does not lose himself to please. The Stoic does not live for the acceptance of others. He lives for what he believes to be right. It is this solidity that the woman perceives. She may even be initially attracted to external elements, but what keeps her connected is the perception that that man is real, that he is strong inside, that even in the face of temptation or pressure, he remains true to who he is. The Stoic doesn't need to show off. His presence speaks for him. His energy conveys confidence. His speech is thoughtful. His actions are firm. He doesn't need to convince anyone. He just lives what he believes. And that kind of authenticity stands out in a world of masks. The truly high value does not impose itself. It reveals itself over time. And the Stoic man understands that if it is necessary to force something to be accepted, then it is not worth it. He does not negotiate his principles, and this position is what makes him non-negotiable in the eyes of others. The Stoic understands that time is an ally, not an enemy. It doesn't seek to speed up connections. It allows them to show as the days go by what they really are, because what is true remains. What is superficial falls apart. Time reveals what haste hides. At the beginning of a relationship, everything can seem intense, perfect, vibrant, but only with time will you see if there is substance or just appearance. The Stoic man does not get carried away too quickly, nor does he surrender without criteria. He observes, he analyzes, he feels. Clearly, this healthy detachment allows him not to confuse momentary attraction with real affinity. He knows that deep feelings are not born out of nothing, nor are they built in days. They demand coexistence, consistency, truth, and all this only time can show. The woman also notices this rhythm. She feels that she is with a man who is not desperate for a result, but open to living a process. This gives her space to be authentic, to show who she really is. And when she realizes that she is being watched carefully, not judged, but evaluated with serenity, she tends to become even more interested. Solid trust is not built on promises, but on repetitions, in small gestures maintained over time. And the Stoic man, by maintaining this standard, conveys stability. He doesn't change his mind with every emotion. He is guided by convictions. In the end, time is the true judge of emotions. And those who know how to wait, those who don't get carried away, always end up discovering what is real and what never was. Detachment is not the absence of love. It is the presence of wisdom. The Stoic man learned that nothing in the world is permanent, and because of this, he does not cling to anything, neither to people, nor to ideas, nor to promises. He lives intensely, but loosely, and this freedom makes him strong. Most men cling to women out of fear. Fear of being alone, of not being enough, of never finding someone like it. The Stoic does not carry this fear because he does not base his value on the company he has. He is complete and shares, not depends. This detachment is quickly perceived. The woman feels that she is with a man who does not need her, but who chooses her. This completely changes the dynamic, because now she's in front of someone who won't beg, who won't get lost, who knows how to get out when it's time to leave. This security does not mean coldness. It means awareness. The Stoic man surrenders, but does not surrender. He loves, but he does not forget. He lives in the moment, but is always ready to follow if necessary. This puts him in a position of great emotional power. Attachment generates anxiety, control, jealousy, insecurity. Detachment generates lightness, clarity, and respect. When a woman realizes that she has no emotional control over the man she is with, she tends to value him more. Because it is not predictable, it is not manipulable, it is free. The shield of detachment is not to push away, it is to protect what is essential, one's own identity. The man who keeps it intact, even in the midst of passion, is the man who really masters the game of attraction. Hypergamy, the instinctive female tendency to seek out the man of the highest perceived value, is a fact of nature. But the Stoic man does not go to war with this. He just understands, accepts, and positions himself above. Because he does not compete with instincts, he governs his own. The Stoic understands that he does not need to prove value, he needs to live with value. And this is what differentiates him from those who try to be the most beautiful, richest, tallest. He is the most constant, the calmest, the most centered, and this kind of internal value no statistics measure. But every woman does. He does not despair when he realizes that he is being tested. On the contrary, he waits. He knows that she needs to confirm that he really is what he appears to be, and by standing firm, unshaken, not trying to convince, he proves that he is. The Stoic man is the only one who understands that true competition is not with other men. It's up to him. If he continues to evolve, if he maintains his patterns, if he follows his purpose, he naturally becomes the target of hypergamy, because he is what few are, rare. He doesn't mold himself to what she wants. He is who he is. If she wants to follow along, great. If he doesn't want to, he follows. This clarity of path, this internal non-negotiable, makes it unattainable for the weak and irresistible for the strong. In the end, hypergamy is not an obstacle. It is a compass, and the Stoic, because he already lives above average, never needs to force. He just is, and that's enough. In a noisy, chaotic, and deprived world, peace of mind has become a rare and incredibly seductive luxury. The Stoic man carries this peace within him. He's not desperately seeking something, nor is he trying to prove all the time that it deserves attention. He just lives with serenity, and that makes him different. Peace is not apathy. It is presence. It is to be whole in what you do, in what you feel, without getting lost in excesses. The woman who meets such a man feels relief, because she realizes that she doesn't need to carry anyone. She doesn't need to be anyone's therapist. He is with someone who is already healing. This tranquility is perceived in the posture, in the look, in the way of speaking. The Stoic man does not need to hurry. He does not need to interrupt. He does not need to dominate. He just is, firm, confident, calm. And this conveys security, the greatest emotional aphrodisiac that exists. There is no urgency. There is no charge. The man with peace of mind is free from expectations that destroy relationships. He doesn't love expecting a return. He loves because that's in his nature. He's not trying to buy anything with his affection. And this absence of lack is magnetic. Because the woman feels that next to him she can rest too. She can be who she is, without fear of being sucked in. Peace of mind isn't just seductive, it's healing. In the end, the Stoic does not seduce with words, but with his calmness. He does not impose himself, he inspires, and therefore he does not need to chase after it. He's the kind of man the whole world notices when he goes silent.